Can you all hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay. Thank y'all so much for checking out the State of the Saints podcast, where we talk New Orleans Saints. And let's go ahead and talk about this Saints victory. And I do apologize about the audio issues. As y'all can see, I got a brand new mic, so we might be dealing with a few little difficulties. I don't know if it's the wire that was connected to it. Maybe it's having too much power coming up out of it. I'm probably going to replace it later. But thank you all so much for checking out the State of the Saints podcast to talk about the Saints 30-9 victory over the New York Jets. This has been a long time coming. It seems like it's been forever and a day since the New Orleans Saints actually won a football game, but they get the victory today. And for anybody that's talking about talking about bad football teams, that is what you call a bad football team who the Saints played today. The New York Jets are a bad football team. They're terrible. I know people are excited about this victory and, we're happy that you got a win because it's been a long time since we received one. But my goodness, that was a bad football team they played today. I mean, guys couldn't catch, quarterback couldn't throw, guys missing tackles. I mean, it was just a calamity out there. And I know it has to be tough to be a Jets fan. But all in all, the New Orleans Saints get the victory. Number one, they get Alvin Kamara back, which was huge for the black and gold. Alvin Kamara had over 100 plus yards on the ground for the fifth time in his career. You also had Taysom Hill, to me, who's still dealing with that hand injury, who I feel like is going to affect them later on down the line, just not today, because once again, they played against a bad football team. But at the end of the day, the New Orleans Saints did get that victory. They put it together. Alvin Kamara is a huge addition. Hey, son. I'm on the air. What you doing? How are you? All right. So we got Paxton up in here. But anyway, the New Orleans Saints got that victory. Look, they're going to have to do some things a little bit different. They're going to have to do some things a little bit different if they're going to try to make a run at this. But having Alvin Kamara back was huge. He's definitely the best player that the New Orleans Saints have. And Alvin Kamara is just such a smart football player. I mean, he's incredibly smart, incredibly talented. And you have to, be honest with yourself. Just looking at the New Orleans Saints, they just look like a completely different team offensively, when Alvin Kamara is out there. Paxton turned off the lights. I guess he wants the show to end, but we just started, man. Turn the lights back on. Turn the lights back on. Thank you. But anyway, the New Orleans Saints, having Alvin Kamara back is huge. Offensively, they still leave a lot to be desired. Defensively, they really stepped up today. And I would have been relatively concerned if they wouldn't have done some things versus, the New York Jets. I mean, Zach Wilson, he looks every bit of a rookie. He looks inexperienced. He looks, out of sync. I mean, it was a lot of passes that he threw were behind guys. And then when he threw it into guys' hands, they couldn't catch. Defensively, the New Orleans Saints, they were able to move some things around, get pressure on the quarterback, and also just to be able to move Zach Wilson out of his spot. He was able to run a little bit, but, he wasn't able to do all the things that they needed to do in order for them to win. So at the end of the day, the New Orleans Saints, they found a way to win. They found, a way to be victorious. And I'm just laughing right now, man. I'm just Paxton, come on, man. You got stop turning off the lights, okay? Come on, stop turning off the lights. Come here. But anyway, we got Paxton, aka Teddy Pendergrass, turning off the lights. But the Saints got the victory, man. That's all I really care about. I'm going to go ahead and open up the phone lines. Going to open up the phone line, see what you all have to say about this Saints victory, and then I'll read off some stats a little bit later on. But I'm about to go ahead and put the link down there. The link is in the chat, and we're just going to go from there. Say, what up, Who Dat Nation? Say, hey, Who Dat Nation? Hey, say hey, who that nation? Say who that? All right, there we go. We're gonna go to Josh. Josh, what's going on?
Wow, I'm so rarely first, man. This is weird. What's up, Pax?
Say hey, say what's up, Josh? All right.
Pax, I know what you're up to. I know what you're up to.
Say
You
know what
turning
you
off
up
the
to.
lights so you can sneak some cookies without nobody seeing you, right?
Yeah. Well, speaking of lights, after this show, man, we actually supposed to go take him to see some Christmas lights, man. So he gonna see some many lights tonight.
Oh,
But
all right.
what you got for us, Josh? What you got for us?
PJ, what have I been telling you for the last 5 weeks?
What was that? Running the football?
Yep. And we had 40 some odd touches today. And what did we do? We won the darn game. And I know a lot of
Yeah.
that was the quarterback. But still, that just goes to show you that if we make full use out of that talented backfield we have, our offense will get clicking again.
Right.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm
man.
saying? If we should be doing 40 touches, 40 runs every single game
Right.
with maybe 15 pass attempts at the most.
Yeah.
And when
Yeah.
Jameis comes back, you can bump that up to 20. But for now, I mean, but this just, I mean, now the only thing that makes me kind of mad is they did put a little too, I mean, Kamara had, I believe, almost 30 carries himself.
Yeah.
But I mean, and they need to split that up more with Ty Montgomery and Washington and who's the other dude, Jones? TJ Jones, and he give TJ Jones some carries. But you know, I was thinking, why don't we just make Taysom? Why don't we put Trevor back in and make Taysom one of our runners?
Right.
Not a full-time runner who gets all the touches, but just one of our gadget runners. Like Alvin Kamara can be the main guy. He'll get 20 carries a game.
Right.
And then Taysom and Ty Montgomery and Jones can all get 10 apiece.
Right.
I know this was the Jets, but the fact is today was also a blueprint. And you can talk about mistakes and all that. Forget all that, man. We've got a very talented backfield, and Sean can really design some plays when he wants to. If we start using that backfield, we're going to do well. I mean, that's like the main thing I had for you. I don't really have a whole lot else, but they just proved it. I am going to sue Sean Payton, though. I got a lawsuit against Sean Payton. You know why, right?
Why is that?
You see him at his post-game press conference?
Nah, what did he say?
He didn't mention me once. It was my idea for him to change up his style and start doing that 40 touches a game and using that backfield.
Well, I guess
he didn't even credit me.
I mean, offensively, I mean that's the best thing you got going for yourself. I mean, you have to be able to utilize your strengths, and real strengths is Alvin Kamara and him running and catching the ball. You know what I'm saying? So he's the best player on the field, so you got to use him.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't overdo it with Kamara either. You got to use our other backs who are pretty talented too. You know what I mean? So,
right.
If we're doing 35, 40 touches a game, we're winning a lot of games.
Right.
I really do. As long as we don't put it all on friggin' Kamara.
Yeah.
But so I'm excited about this win for that reason. You can talk about it's the Jets. You can talk about mistakes. But the Saints finally did the right thing this week, and they finally ran their offense the right way for the most part.
Right.
And so that's what I'm really happy about. And I don't know. That's all I got, I guess.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, that's a blueprint of how the Saints are going to win down the line. So, I mean, I know it happened against the Jets, but I know everybody just happy to get the victory. Josh, thank you so much, man. Appreciate the time.
Yeah, no problem, brother.
All right, take it easy. Yeah, man. I mean, look, Alvin Kamara is the blueprint. He is the Saints offense. He's the guy that's going to get the Saints where they need to be. You know what I'm saying? He's the guy. He's the front runner. You know what I'm saying? He's the best player on the field. And we see it like every single time, every time you see them, so hold on 1 second. We got a Christmas tree up in here, and Paxton Love, in order to access it to come on and off, he uses the light switch, and now he's tall enough to use light switches, so now he's touching every light switch in the house. Let's see. Let's Sims out before we go to King Arthur. Says it just feels good to get a win. Our line needs eat steaks and get nasty, learn how to block. Yeah, man. I mean, there was some plays. I think that Throckmorton play where he actually stopped Alvin Kamara. I mean, that was just ridiculous. I don't know what was going on with that, but I mean, it was just one of those blooper reel things going right there. So They need to do something about that. Let's see. Not an impressive win. Struggled when they shouldn't have. Receivers still can't get separation. Clearly, Cameron Jordan was missing, and the backs of the offense was on Kamara. Hold on 1 second. Let me turn on the lights real quick. Paxton, just turn them off. 1 second. Now then, had to step away from the show. Paxton, Mr. Teddy Pendergrass. All right, now we're gonna move on to Keen Arthur. Keen Arthur, how you doing, man?
Man, what's down with you, homie?
Man, I'm doing just fine, man. What you got for us?
I I didn't see the game though, but like I'm in Atlanta, so they find any kind of way to hate on the Saints. They're just not gonna broadcast it over here.
Right.
But so I realized something, TJ. How many key players, by your count, how many key players? I ain't saying the best player, but how many key players that can make an impact on our team are we missing currently?
Yeah.
No, I'm asking you.
I mean, you saying how many key players we got
missing?
Like you got at least we got at least Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas is probably the biggest difference maker the Saints actually have. And the reason why he's not there offensively, you know what I'm saying, that the Saints can't scheme up different type of things that might they can use to the other person's advantage because Michael Thomas is out there to demand a double team. But to me, offensively, he's probably like the only person. And then you got of course you got members of your offensive line like Ramczyk.
Right.
You can call. I mean, look, to me, I know you people talk about Andrews Pete, but he better than what they got out there right now with Hurst and Throckmorton. I won't talk about him like that, but like he better than that. But all in all, like it's been the Alvin Kamara. It's been the Alvin Kamara and Michael Thomas show for a minute, and you sprinkle with Drew Brees in there over the years. That was the show right there. So I mean, what about you? What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at, bro. Like key players, you got key players on the old line missing. For as much flack as we give Andrews Pete, that's a big body, bro. That boy can run block. I give him that.
Yep.
And sprinkle players on the D line or in the I ain't gonna really say the secondary. The secondary been pretty healthy for the most part.
Right.
When CJ Garner-Johnson was out, like little people like that, when you could tell that we just got two of them people back, AK and CJ Garner-Johnson. He did play today, right? Like I said, I wasn't able to watch the game, but he did play, right?
Yeah.
I know it's the Jets. I'm not overvaluing this win. You understand what I'm saying? It was much needed. It's good to see the Saints come out there and fight. But you can tell, bro, that when you have some of your key players, it changes the course of a game, bro. It changes the direction of a game. So I can only imagine that if we were healthy, we'll be doing damage, TJ.
Right.
Dead serious, bro. I know you got to go out there on every Sunday and prove it. You hear me?
Right.
You got to go out there on the field and prove. I don't care how much talent you got. If you don't, all it takes is a tip pass going one way and it's a pick and you mess around and lose the game. You know what I'm saying? But you got to go out there every day and do it. So I give the Saints credit for that. But the difference that having your key players or some impact players, not necessarily key players like a Michael Thomas or Alvin Kamara, just impact players like a CJ Garner-Johnson, a Quan Alexander, players like that who will make a play in the right moments. You know, the impact of having those type of players, it can change the entire course of a game, dog. And it was nice to see that we dominated them people, even though it's the Jets. I get it, but it still was nice to see.
Yeah. I mean, I was excited to see them win a game. I ain't gonna lie about that. People can talk about it's the Jets, but I mean, look, they won the game, man, and it's been a long time coming, man. It feels like it's been a long time since we actually seen the Saints actually win a football game. So
5 weeks.
You had some guys, you know what I'm saying? You had some guys that were back. And do I feel like this is any indication of what's to come? Hell no. But it's good. It's good to see that they still fighting hard. They still, you know what I'm saying, playing with a lot of pride. And they didn't, look at, we playing the Jets. I mean, now we can say that today. Like normally the Saints would like try to play down to their competition, right? You know what I'm saying? But today, you know what I'm saying, they knew they was better than the Jets. They felt they were better than the Jets, and they played as such. So that's what you're supposed to do. Like, it just shows you that what I was talking about when it comes to the Saints. The Saints aren't a bad football team; they just in a bad situation. So,
Right.
So that's just the way I look at it. Keen Arthur, thank you so much, man. Appreciate the call, man. Appreciate it.
Real quick though, before I go, let me ask you this, bro. We play Tampa next week. So if any smart person would take Tampa to win that game, just based on what the Saints are dealing with.
Right.
But for you, what would it take for us to win that game, considering us getting slightly healthier each week?
In order for us to win that game, we got to be able to match points with them. I don't think the New Orleans Saints can really match points with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You would have to hold them dudes like to under 20 points, and I can't see that happening, man. They got too much talent offensively for the Saints to be able to hold them dudes down like that. You know what I'm saying? And then I think that you can keep Tom Brady at bay because the Saints do a really good job at doing that, but you still got to be able to create points. And we can talk about Tampa all day, but the one thing that Tampa can do is be able to neutralize Alvin Kamara in the passing game. So the Saints setting up those screens, you got guys like Devin White and Levante David that can be racers out there on that field. And I think that the Saints can use Taysom Hill, and Taysom Hill really does a good job against Tampa. And, that Swiss Army roll when he run in between the tackle as a quarterback and stuff like that. But he's going to have to be able to make some throws, man. So it's going to be tough, man. The Saints are going to really need all hands on deck in order for them to win this football game. So I'm not sure if I think they're going to win. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think they have enough offensive firepower to win.
Right.
I mean, that's just me, though. I mean,
hey, real quick, one more thing, TJ. I saw something you posted earlier this week, and it was a kid from Ohio State. I think he was a wide receiver, and you said, "Give me this receiving core any day." I don't know who that kid is, bro. Who is that?
You talking about talking about Ohio State?
Yeah, I think it was number 2 or something like that. You was like, "Give me him, Michael Thomas, and somebody else."
Yeah, and Juju Smith-Schuster. Yeah, Juju Smith-Schuster, man. I like Juju Smith-Schuster because he's a solid number 2 wide receiver. You know what I'm saying? He's a good blocker. He's up there like when it comes to like Traquan Smith when it comes with the blocking. And you know what I'm saying? If Michael Thomas were to go down, you know what I'm saying, he can give you solid production in that number 1 role. And Chris Olave, you know what I'm saying, I think that with him, you know what I'm saying, I think that he's fundamentally sound when it comes to the routes. And he can also be that guy, if Michael Thomas on that diva-ish, can potentially be your number 1 receiver, you know what I'm saying, down the line. Like, to me, the Saints don't need to be lollygagging and pussyfooting around Keen Arthur no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, Michael Thomas is doing the things that he's doing, in my opinion, is because he can. Like, this dude missing games and the Saints wide receiver core catching 1 and 2 catches in between each one of those guys, it just boosting his ego. You know what I'm saying? So you need somebody that's going to come out there in training camp and have him with that all-ish moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, snap, I got to step my game up. So if they get some, I feel like, you know what I'm saying, that guy, you know what I'm saying, Olave, you know what I'm saying, I think that he can be that guy. No disrespect to a guy like Jameson Williams, but I just don't think he is fundamentally sound as that guy is. And I think he's a guy that can really, like, have Michael Thomas, you know what I'm saying, really stepping his game up and realizing, oh, you know what I'm saying, like, this dude can potentially be a number 1. He needs that type of competition in the locker room because he hasn't had it since Brandon Cooks.
So do we take him in the first round?
Yep. Yeah, we do. Yep. Yes, we do. Because I don't think looking at the New Orleans Saints, I don't think there's no other position that they need more than a wide receiver. I'm serious. Like, looking across the board, there's no other position that the Saints need more than a wide receiver at this particular point. They need a playmaker. They need a guy that can consistently go out there, that can, you know what I'm saying, that can possibly demand a double team. And when he's on 101, he's winning his matchup and he can get the separation that he needs. So, yes, they need to get a number 1. They need to get the first pick that they have in the first round need to go to a wide receiver.
Right. But I ain't gonna hold you, TJ, bro. That's all I really wanted to know, because you pointed that kid out like twice. I'm like, man, who is this dude?
Man, he's a really good, solid wide receiver, man. And I think that he's a guy to me that you can build your offensive your wide receiver core around. If he stays healthy, if the Saints weren't to draft him, look, don't be surprised they do the number 1 receiver in the NFL somewhere in
Is
a
he a
couple of years.
big body receiver, or is he a speedster like Calvin Ridley?
Nah, he's not a speedster. He's not so much. He fast, but he's like he's more technically sound than he is fast. You know what I'm saying? Like if looking at him, if I can find somebody, he reminds me of Devontae Adams. That's who he reminds me of. Like as far as his skill set.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna let you go, bro. R.I.P. Demaryius Thomas, man. That was hard to get. But I'm gonna let y'all go, Who That Nation. Good win for the Saints, but I'm not convinced of nothing.
Yeah, not at all, man. King Arthur, thank you so much, man.
No problem, bro.
All right, man. We're about to go to Jerry in a few seconds, but let me go ahead and read a few of these comments. Chris Olave is a technical man, route smooth man, great burst. Also, fun stats. He has never dropped the ball since he played in college ball, man. He's so polished, and you can put him in an X, Y, or Z. That's what I'm talking about. You got to be able to have guys that can be able to move around. I think that's the biggest issue the Saints have been dealing with, man. These one-dimensional receivers they have. And when other guys go down, then you have to deal with these same nonsensical situations, man. You can't make a mountain out of a molehill. You can't take a guy that's good at one particular thing and turn him into a number 1 receiver. And as fans, I think that we are just fooling ourselves if we feel like that person has that in them. The Saints get receivers because they can do 1 or 2 particular things well. Maybe they're a better blocker, you know what I'm saying, than they are playing on outside. Maybe they're good on outside and they can take the top off the defense, but not really good on the inside. It's very rare that the Saints have a wide receiver that can do all different types of things. Okay, a guy that you know what I'm saying, that gonna stay on the field for every single play at the wide receiver position. And that receiver was Michael Thomas. That was like the only person, you know what I'm saying, that you can really count on, that if you put him in any position, in the inside, on the outside, you know what I'm saying, like in the blocking game, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to blocking on the edge, he can do all those things. I mean, the Saints need another receiver like that. All right, so we're going to go to the OG of the State of the Saints podcast. We're going to go to Jerry. Jerry, what's going on, man? How you doing?
What's good, TJ Jones, my friend, the host.
Yes, sir.
Of the State of the Saints podcast. How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm doing just fine, man. Saints got the victory today.
Yes,
a win is a win. You know what I'm saying? It's been a long time coming.
TJ, I got to tell you something, man. After 5 weeks of finding ways try to win a game, we finally won a game today.
Man, about time.
And what better team to face than the sorry Jets team? Man,
they're bad. That's a bad football team.
TJ.
That's a bad football team, man. That is a bad football team. I was looking at that and I'm like, when Saints fans like crying and complaining about the team, talking about the team is bad. No, that's a bad football team. That's what you call bad. That's a bad team.
Really bad.
I'm talking about all levels bad. Like, man, I'm talking about like dropping passes, talking about guys missing blocks. I'm talking about offensive linemen flailing all on the ground after they getting pressure on them. Quarterback, dude wide open, he missing the dude, couldn't hit the back of a barn door. That's bad football.
That's bad.
That's terrible. That's terrible football.
But hey, but you gotta give one of them Jets fans. I mean, you gotta give that Jets fan that be wearing that fireman helmet, man.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, hats off to him, man, because that dude, whether the Jets win a game or not, he sticks with his team just like we stick with our Saints.
Right.
I mean, I gotta give him his props, man. He stay loyal with his team, bro.
Yeah. I want to think his name Fire Marshal Fred or Frank or something like that. I know it's like
Fire Marshal something, but hey,
yeah, I know it Fire Marshal Fred or Frank or whatever. But yeah, he's been
salute to you, bruh.
He been a Jets fan for a long time. He's the one that's always leading that the JETS chant that they do. Like he's always leading that. So
hey, big ups to that fan, man. But
yeah, man.
But to this game right here, I am very happy to see Alvin Kamara back on the field again, man.
Right.
I am so happy, man, because hey, I mean, I know Taysom did his thing. I mean, but man, having Kamara back after missing 4 games, man, you couldn't ask for a better day, bro. You couldn't ask for a better blessed day today, man, because that dude was eating out there.
Yeah.
And like you said in the past, TJ, and I think we talked about this like I don't know, earlier this year or last year or whatever. I said to myself, I told you, I say, things will work out fine if the Saints just run the football.
Right.
Because you got Kamara, you got Ingram, and now you got Jones Jr. in the mix. Hey, things will work out better when you. I mean, if you keep running the ball like that, like we did today, man. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be a tough stretch these next 4 games, man. If that happens.
Yeah.
Because I think Ingram might be coming back for the Tampa Bay game next Sunday night. Hopefully. Yeah. And hopefully Cam Jordan too, because I know both of them on the COVID reserve list. I know, so they should be coming back for this game. Hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, the more hands they have on deck, the better. And I think that, me personally, like, I still don't feel like they're going to make the playoffs, but I do feel like they're going to be a competitive bunch. And like I said today, like, this is an indication of a team that believes, you know what I'm saying, like they're just as good as any other team in the league. And I said this morning, on a prediction show, you look around the league, I mean, some of the top teams in the NFL, the Saints have already beaten. You know what I'm saying? They beat the Bucks, they beat the Green Bay Packers, they beat the Patriots. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like they can't compete with some of the top teams in the National Football League if they're given the opportunity. And guys are going to slowly be able to come back. But the only thing that really concerns me is the inability to be able to put up points. And if they are to be in one of those shootouts when teams that can put up points offensively, can they be able to go toe-to-toe? And in my opinion, I just don't think that they can. If that defense has a bad day, or if guys start being out of position, missing tackles, not being technically sound, this team is going to lose, man. So I can't see them keeping teams under 20 points. The teams that they have to play with the offensive firepower that they actually have coming up against Tampa, you probably can be able to do it against Atlanta. Carolina has been a train wreck over the last couple of weeks since Cam Newton got signed back. The Dolphins have really, you know what I'm saying, I want to say on like a 5-game winning streak. I don't know if they played
they recently
today.
On a bye week this week.
Yeah, I'm saying. So they have a 5-game winning streak going. They red hot. So nothing is given to the New Orleans Saints. You know what I'm saying? They're going to have to go out here. They're going to have to play defense really good, and they're going to have to limit their mistakes. The Saints have to play mistake-free football in order for them to even be there in the end, man. Yeah, Jared, go ahead, man.
And earlier I just recently saw Dallas beat Washington, so that'll give us a little bit of help. And if the 49ers lose to the Bengals, and that's going to add that's a major plus right there. So we just gotta watch and see what happens in the next couple of weeks, man, because things can change in a couple of weeks, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I mean they definitely can change in a couple of weeks. And also, like, they're gonna need some things to happen, man. But the only thing that you can do is control your own destiny. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. You
remember we beat Washington in week 5. So
we beat Washington in week 5. I mean, every other team that the Saints played, for the exception of Tampa, they beat them. The Saints lost to Carolina. They lost to the Falcons. So if they beat the Falcons and they beat the Carolina Panthers, you know what I'm saying, they can jump. You know what I'm saying? They can jump some of those other teams in the NFC. You know what I'm saying? Because of the games that the Carolina Panthers have won and the Falcons have won. So the Saints they have everything ahead of them. if they're going to try to make a run at the playoffs. It's going to be uphill. You're going to be a tough little sled of a ride for the Saints. But, I mean, if they really want it and they feel like they are that team, then we'll see, man. But, Jerry, thank you so much, man. Appreciate your time.
No problem, TJ. And shouts out to everybody in the chat. I hope everybody feeling good after the Saints win as much as me and TJ and Pax. Hey, speaking of Pax, man, the man becoming Teddy Pendergrass over there.
Man, yeah, man, they cut off the light. Turn off the lights, man. Yeah, he's infatuated with lights now, man. He's getting tall, he's growing, and he's able to touch the lights on the wall now. So he's cutting the lights on and off, like in every room in the house. So I mean, it's just man, my light bill will never be the same. But Jared, thank you so much. Appreciate it, man. Call back anytime. All
right, man. We'll talk later this week, man. You be blessed, bro.
All right, you too, man. Take it easy. Yeah, man. Yeah, the light bill gonna go up, man, because of Pax. Well, you know, I mean, I guess it wouldn't if he turned off all the lights, but sometimes, like, we don't keep, like, we have a light in our backyard. You know, of course, like, you don't keep the lights on in your backyard. You know, some people get security lights, so we try to turn them off. Man, I come, you know what I'm saying, early in the morning, you know what I'm saying, I'm looking and I see the light coming on from the back door. I'm like, man, what's going on here? That light been on 4-5 hours, man. That's my light bill going up, man. So yeah, man, but he's he definitely turning on and off these lights, man. But look, man, that's just what it is, man. Y'all know how it is, man. When them kids turn 2 years old, for some of you that have you know, nieces, nephews, kids of your own, y'all know, man, they just, you know, try to explore and always into something. We gonna go to JG. Jay, what's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing, TJ?
Man, I'm doing just fine, man. Thank you for being a part of the State of the Saints podcast. What are your thoughts on the Saints' victory today over the Jets?
I'm just happy to get a win.
Yeah.
Because we haven't won since Halloween Day.
Yeah, man. It's been a minute.
And, you know, the Saints going to need some prayer for next week. Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
Some prayer.
Yeah.
And Alvin Kamara has proved to us that he's the cornbread and the red beans to our offense.
Yep. Definitely, man. Definitely. No,
Yep.
Look, without him, man, this team is nothing. Like, I'm just being serious. Offensively, they are nothing without that guy. He is just magic with the ball in his hands, man. And he's such a smart football player. You know, I said on social media, I said, man, this dude like one of the smartest football players I've ever seen. Like, he doesn't like take a bunch of punishment. And just the way that he decides things in like the heat of the moment. Like, if you ever playing sports, for anybody out there, or Jay, if you ever been, you know what I'm saying, like when somebody like running at you and all these pieces just all around you running as fast as they can, and the way that he can just decipher things and just, you know what I'm saying, make his mind up that quick. And it's always seemed like it's the right decision to make more times than not. I rarely ever see football players as smart as him, man. But what you think about the Saints' playoff chances, man? You got a tough game next week. I mean, you got a bunch of division games coming up, and then you got to play the Dolphins. What do you think about the Saints down the stretch?
We ain't gonna even touch the playoffs. We're not even. Oh God. Because if we don't score more than 30 points against Tampa, that's it. That's just it.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. I mean,
I already knew.
That's a good point. Yeah.
I already knew we weren't gonna make it to the playoffs once we got blown out by the Bills.
Yeah.
I said, oh, that season.
Yep. Well, I mean, look, there's a lot of people that, you know, feel that way. I'm one of those people. I ain't gonna lie to you. I love the Saints, but I try to be as real as I possibly can be. I don't try to sugarcoat things and just be waving pom-poms when, you know, I don't do that type of stuff, man. But I feel like it's going to be very tough for this team to make the playoffs. I don't think what we saw today is a turning point for the Saints season. If I'm wrong about this, I would be happy. I would be happy to say that I was wrong, but I don't think so. But all in all, I thought it was a good game today. It's good to know that these guys aren't giving up. Jay, you got anything else for us, man?
Just one thing.
Mm-hmm.
So for next week, I really want to see a mixture of Taysom Hill and Trevor Siemian. I really
Okay.
do.
Yeah.
Because Taysom Hill can be his gadget player, play all positions, tight end, wide receiver, running back, and have a few snaps. And
Yeah.
let Trevor Siemian throw the ball.
Yeah.
Because you
I
already
agree.
see, because that
Yeah, I agree.
Taysom Hill, I still think that middle finger's bothering him.
Mm-hmm.
And they're up there dropping snaps,
Yeah.
fumbling the ball.
Yeah.
Can't do that against Tampa.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah. And that's the thing, man. It's like it's never like in between when it comes to Taysom Hill to me. It's like really good or it's like really bad. That's what I mean. It's never like in between when it comes to him. Y'all know, you ever notice that? Like if he does something, like it's always like something super good, like it results in a big play, like the last play that he had when he ran it in for a touchdown. And then when he does something bad, it's like really bad, like a big 20-yard loss or fumbling a football or throwing an interception. Like it's always something, you know what I'm saying? It's never in between. So I just don't think you're going to continue or even have success with that. I think that if you're going to try to make a run at it, I do think that they need to possibly go back to like conventional quarterback play with Trevor Siemian, even though it may not be the best decision, but it also gives you another weapon on the field with Taysom Hill. And also, you know what I'm saying, the fact that he's dealing with that finger injury, you can, have him out there throwing the ball as many times because the ball did not look good today. When it came to him passing, running the football, they did good because they went up against a team that's not really good at stopping the run. But you're going to have problems in the future. But Jay, thank you so much, man. Appreciate your time. All right, take it easy, man. Yeah, man. Look, I just think that you just gambling right now. You know what I'm saying? Like you gambling if you just think that you're going to continue to win like that. Man, Taysom Hill going to have to be able to make some crucial throws in the game, and you're not going to be able to do that. So I think that you might want to kind of reevaluate your quarterback room going up against a team in Tampa where, the Buccaneers, they can put up some points, man. And that game can get ugly like really, really fast. We're going to go to Jemiah. Jemiah, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing fine, man. Thank you for calling back, man. Appreciate your time. What you got for us?
Well, I think that this is not a playoff team.
Yeah.
Because we had too many mistakes today.
Mm-hmm.
The secondary, it's just all right, but I don't know. It's all over the place.
Yeah. Well, I think like, this game today, they played better because I just don't think that the Jets were that good. Like I just, like sometimes teams may look better in certain situations because they go up against bad football teams. I just think that the Jets were really, really bad. So that's the reason I think they probably look better in some ways because they were going up against a team that's not very good. But were you happy at least that they won today?
I'm happy they won, but I'm not happy they won against a bad team.
Well, you're happy to see Alvin Kamara back. What do you think about Alvin Kamara today?
I think, like you said, we would not be a team without him.
Yeah.
Because we have too many injuries. We don't have no starters. To be honest, we would have won against the Jets with the backups, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the Jets are not good. Like they're not a good football team, man. So okay, but Jemiah, next week, what do you think the Saints have to do in order for them to at least be competitive against Tampa Bay? What do you think the Saints are going to have to do in that game?
They're going to have to step up from today. Well, I think they have to, I don't know, do some better stuff on offense.
Yeah.
But today, at least today, they controlled the penalties.
Yeah, that's a good point too. That's something that they've been dealing with over the last couple of weeks. A lot of penalties. They didn't have a lot of penalties today, so that's true. I think they're gonna have to start playing mistake-free football. Like the Saints can't be like some of these other teams where if they fumble or if they throw an interception, you can go back out there and probably be able to be in the game. Like if the Saints start turning the ball over, getting penalties, it's probably going to be a loss for them. So hopefully that just won't be the case, man. Jamal, you got anything else, man?
Yeah, I got one more thing.
Okay.
Talk about next year draft. What do you think we should do for the draft?
Well, I was talking about it earlier. I think the Saints need to get another wide receiver, like somebody opposite of Michael Thomas. Like we talk about Alvin Kamara being a playmaker, and you have Michael Thomas who's a playmaker, but that's about it offensively. You don't really have too many weapons. So I just think that they need to go out and get a wide receiver, a guy that's a playmaker, a guy that can possibly be the future, like a Michael Thomas was when they drafted Brandon Cooks. And also I think they need to get a little bit I think they need to draft the offensive lineman because, I like Teron Armstead, but, he's getting up there in age and he's going to be asking for a certain amount of money that I feel like the Saints won't be able to have. And they already said he's going to be trying to, test the free agent mark to see if he can sign with another team, if he can get more money. So I think the Saints need to get themselves an offensive line and, also get themselves another safety because I feel like Malcolm Jenkins is getting up there in age. So I think that this year should be like them focusing on the future of their team because you got a lot of guys that, are getting up there in age that you're not going to be able to keep. And you're also going to have to focus on some guys that if you do keep them, maybe those guys later on in those rounds can develop to replace some of the veterans that you're going to have once, you decide not to bring them back. But that's the way I feel about it. Jemiah, thank you so much, man. Appreciate the call.
Look, I got one more thing. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, man.
In my opinion, it's not guaranteed that Michael Thomas will be a good person. I mean, good again.
Why you think that?
I don't know, cause I have a feeling that he wouldn't be as athletic as he was.
So you think that ankle is gonna stop him from being the player that he once was? Yeah. I mean, look, that's a good point. I mean, we have not seen Michael Thomas in a long time, Jemiah. I mean, we haven't seen him. Like, it's been like almost 2 years that we've seen him play a steady game of football. So he might not be that same player. But I haven't seen it. Until I do, I still believe that Michael Thomas can, still have something to prove. But I do think that you need to get yourself another wide receiver because me personally, I feel like Michael Thomas could have played this season. I think when Jameis Winston went down, I think he decided to really phone it in. I think if Jameis Winston would have been the Saints quarterback throughout the entire year, you probably would have seen Michael Thomas try to fight and come back. Now, I don't think he would have been 100%. I think he probably would have been 80 or something like that, but he felt like, well, at least if I'm 80%, at least I got a quarterback that can throw me the football or get me, if I'm open and going to be able to get me the ball. But I think once Winston went down, that's what caused him to make the decision, like, I'm just going to go ahead and shut it down. And that's the type of stuff that I feel like guys do when they feel like they have all the leverage of a team. So by going out here, getting another wide receiver that's just as good as him or has the potential to be just as good as him, then I think that maybe Michael Thomas will change his tune and you might see a different Michael Thomas than we've seen over the last couple of years, man. What you think?
I agree with you.
Yeah. Jemiah, man, thank you so much. Okay. You call back anytime, buddy.
Yep.
All right, take it. All right, yeah. Yeah, man, that's a good call by Jemiah, man. Jemiah is a second-time caller, man. He always come through with the heat, man. Shouts out to him. But yeah, man, Michael Thomas needs somebody to kind of hold his foot to the fire. I just feel like, look, I'm not saying that the dude quit on the team, but I do feel like Michael Thomas made a business decision, and the business decision kind of outweighed him wanting to play the game of football. And I just think that if you have guys that can go out there that can compete and be as good as Michael Thomas is, you wouldn't even have this conversation. Like, you wouldn't even have this conversation. You would have, Michael Thomas back on your field. Like, to me, he just phoned it in. I mean, that's just my humble opinion. We're gonna take a few more phone calls, and then we're not phone calls, but I'm gonna read a few comments. Then we're gonna get up out of here. Because we're about to go and head to go see some Christmas lights tonight, man. I'm sorry that I'm cutting the show a little bit short. I'll come back probably, most likely tomorrow night and finish up, and I'll take more phone calls then. But got to catch this light show, man. So we're gonna read a few more comments, then we're gonna get up out of here. But I do want to mention the sponsors. I want to mention Manscaped.com, the official sponsor of the State of the Saints podcast. You save 20% off of your purchase by using the promo code State of Saints. That's State of Saints. Use that promo code. You'll save 20% off. Thanks to the fine folks at manscaped.com. And also, I want to thank everybody that has tuned in to the prediction show, and also those that checked out the show earlier in the week. Thank you all for leaving your comments, always asking questions. Thank you all for making the State of the Saints podcast what it is, and one of the top Saints podcasts on social media and YouTube. This game was more about Kamara than Hill. Yeah, I mean, Derek, we all know what Alvin Kamara is. The guy is the offense. This guy's the straw that stirs the drink. He's everything, and without him, this team offensively is absolutely nothing. Dalton says, please give us link. Dalton, like I said, I just cut the phone call short tonight. Like I said, because I'm about to go ahead and head out to the show. The lights, the Christmas lights, to go take Paxton. So I'll take phone calls on tomorrow on the next show. TJ, Michael Thomas had Michael Thomas had to have an additional surgery. He did not just shut it down. Tragic. I'm gonna be honest with you. Tragic. I understand this, but we have to put this into context. Okay. Did he have to get surgery? No, he did not. Right? He did not have to get surgery when he did. He did not have to do that. He decided to do it. And I feel like how it was last year, how he postponed his surgery to go out there and play, he could have basically did the same thing again, but he did not. And I think that what made the decision easier, he probably did need surgery, but he probably was going to wait till the offseason to try to clean it up. But if Jameis Winston would have stayed the Saints quarterback, I do not believe that Michael Thomas would have had surgery and shut it down. I think the dude looked at the quarterback room. I think he seen ball flying over dude's head, balls being behind him, guys, you know what I'm saying, like messing up, throwing picks to the defense. I think he saw that and was like, man, I'll see y'all next year. That's the way I feel about it. I think that he quit because he felt like the Saints were going to be behind the 8 ball because Jameis Winston gave the Saints the best chance to make the postseason, the best chance to lead the division, the best chance to be one of the best teams in the NFC. And when he was lost for the rest of the season, I guess Michael Thomas felt like he was lost for the rest of the season. And I have a prime example. For example, Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill, I guarantee you, Taysom Hill in the offseason is going to get surgery on his finger. I guarantee you. But he knew if he was to get surgery, he would be out for the remainder of the year. He knew that, okay? But instead, he's putting on these ugly splints every drive in order for him to be functional as possible, to be able to throw the football when need be. Okay, so did he have to get surgery? No, I don't feel that way. Do I feel like he needed to get surgery? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but do I feel like it was just imperative for him to get surgery at that particular time? Absolutely not. I do not. I don't believe that. I'm sorry. It is what it is. I ain't saying a dude don't need surgery, but do I feel like he could have waited to get surgery? Yes, I do. Because I don't feel like his ankle was as bad as it was last year when he postponed all those surgeries in order for him to stay right on the field. He probably wouldn't have been 100%, and that surgery that he had would probably got him to 100%. But he wouldn't have been 100% all season regardless. Rather, he would have got the surgery or not. I don't buy that. Add TJ, don't know about that one, to each his own opinion. Yeah, I mean, yeah, to each his own. I mean, that's just the way I feel about it. I just know. If, you know what I'm saying, like, I just feel like he needed surgery, but would he have gotten surgery? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you feel like he would have shut it down for the remainder of the year if Jameis Winston? Y'all don't find that weird. Y'all don't find that ironic. Like, I don't know, man. I just find it ironic. Jameis Winston gives a report that he's out for the season. The couple of days later, Michael Thomas decides that he's gonna shut it down. I find that very weird. Very, 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 very weird. Coach Payton actually said in his interview that Thomas had to get the surgery. Coach said that Mike T did everything he could to get back, and surgery was not on Mike T. That was from Sean's mouth. Well, like I said, I say Sean Payton say that, and that's fine, but I don't have to believe it. I don't have to believe it. Surgery is just the last resort because the injury takes a full year to heal. This life, who that family, he was not coming back until it is what it is. You can say 50-50. It was like within 24 hours of the injury, Michael Thomas announced a setback. That's what I'm saying. That's what made it weird to me. But like I said, man, look, who am I to like question Sean Payton? But I'm not gonna question you. But do I feel like it's partially true? I mean, could be. I mean, Michael Thomas and Sean Payton was beefing at one particular time, right? So why would Michael Thomas feel like Sean Payton and the Saints, at one hand, threw him under the bus, and then Sean Payton come back again and say something about Michael Thomas again, you know what I'm saying, to make him feel some type of way about him again. So that could have something to do with it too. I just don't believe it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know what Sean Payton said. I know what the note said. And I like Michael Thomas, but I don't believe that. I don't believe that his ankle was just so bad to a point where this, you know what I'm saying, like it was just non-negotiable for him to get the surgery. Now, if you want to make an argument about that surgery and say that the Saints didn't want to deal with what they dealt with the offseason again, so it was like, man, just go ahead and get your surgery. Fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I'll buy that. You know what I'm saying? But don't make it seem like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? I re-aggravated it again, so I'm not going to play. No. If you want to have a conversation about the Saints was like, okay, he's going to have to eventually get surgery in the future. And you're like, well, let's just go ahead and get him surgery right now because we don't want to deal with another offseason fiasco. Then I would believe what you're saying. But for somebody just to say, oh, his ankle was just so shot to a point where, man, he wasn't going to make the field, like, man, please. Look, you got all these orthopedic surgeons and doctors and stuff like that. They know for a fact if a guy is going to have to get surgery, okay? They know these type of things. They know if a guy needs to get surgery. They know if a guy just wasting his time rehabbing. And I'm pretty sure Michael Thomas, with the Skrilla that he has, can get some of the top-notch doctors to look at his look at his ankle and tell him, well, you're going to eventually have to get surgery in the future. So that's why I say I don't buy that. Sean Payton is known for capping on injured players. Wouldn't be surprised. I don't know. Let's see. We got the win today. Who that? That's what I'm excited about. But let's go ahead and read some stats, man, before we get up out of here. Let's see. We're going to start with Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill with 15 of 21, 175 yards. He didn't have any passing touchdowns today, but he did have 2 rushing touchdowns. He had 11 carries for 73 yards and 2 touchdowns. Alvin Kamara had 27 carries for 120 yards and a touchdown. Tony Jones, 6 carries, 10 yards. Didn't have any touchdowns. I just want to say this. I don't know why, the Saints and the Jets had them SWAC football announcers, but those 2 announcers, James Lofton and the other guy, they were just absolutely terrible. I mean, I didn't know if I was watching the Saints and Jets, I was watching Alabama State take on Prairie View. I mean, those announcers were terrible. But I guess that's an indication of where we at as Saints fans this season. We got the bottom of the barrel calling a game. Dude calling Marshawn Lattimore, Marcus Lattimore, who I have a lot of respect for, especially being out here in South Carolina. He was a really good running back. But, I mean, come on, man. I mean, mispronouncing guys' names, like all these different did you know questions and did you know statements about these guys that nobody really care about. You know what I'm saying? misquoting the yardage. I'm like, come on, man. You got producers in your ear telling you what the flag is. You got producers in your ear telling you how many yards the dude got, and they still out there, you know what I'm saying, blowing it. I don't know, man. I just felt like this was like one of them ESPN 3 games or something like that. It was horrible, man. Like I'm dead serious, man. That was some bad commentary today. Very disappointed. They could have did better, but like I said, I guess that's where we at. Okay, when you play the Jets and you wallowing in I guess in the pig pen of unsuccess, I guess that's what you get on commentary. But you have the wide receivers. You have Nick Barnett. You had him 3 catches, 44 yards, and he played really good, man. Those 3 catches that he had, always resorting long yardage. Nick Barnett, he's clearly the best pass catching tight end the Saints have. So looking forward to seeing what he can do. Being healthy, having a full string of work. I think that Nick Barnett, you combine him maybe with Adam Troutman coming back, a little bit more experience under his belt. I think you might have a formidable tight end group. You have Callaway, 2 catches, 34 yards. Traquan, 3 catches, 33 yards. Kamara had 4 catches for 25 yards. You had a few guys, Jones, Johnson, and Winston. Jones, Johnson, Winston, respectfully, 19, 15, and 5 yards. So combine these guys together, you still won't equate the catches that Michael Thomas would have in a game. But nevertheless, this has been a very exciting day for Saints fans. I'm sure it's very exciting for me, the Saints, to get the victory. Not very impressed because you played the Jets, of course, but a win is a win. And I can remember back in the day being a Saints fan as long as I have been, watching the New Orleans Saints. And this would have been one of them games where the Saints would have actually blew it. They would have blew it, man. They would have wet the bed. And we all know, if you've been following the Saints for a long time, the Saints in games like this always wet the bed. But they did not do that today. I'm happy to see that the Saints have learned from the mistakes of the past. It shows me that this team respects, respects each other. They respect the organization. They play hard, and they're trying to leave it all on the field. And that's all I ask for. You're not as good as people thought you were going to be. To me, it's not really your fault because of all the injuries that you sustained, but you still can make some other people miserable down the stretch, okay? And if you are a good team, a respectful team, you know what I'm saying, you're going to go out there and leave it all on the line. Defensively, Demario Davis, back leading the team in tackles with 8 tackles. Yeah, Paulson Adebo, who I felt like had a really good game. That pass interference call on him, I feel like that was a little bit ticky-tack, but he had 6 tackles. Marshawn Lattimore played really good today. He had 5 tackles. Marcus Williams had 5 tackles. He also had that big breakup on 4th down, to jar the ball away from the wide receiver to get the turnover on downs. You had guys like Davenport, who had a really big game to me. He was very disruptive. It was one of the reasons why, to me, Quan Alexander got that sack when Davenport blew up that offensive lineman to allow Quan Alexander and Demario Davis to get in there, to get pressure on Zach Wilson. So all in all, I mean, the Saints really did do good defensively, holding the team to 9 points, regardless if the Jets or not. It still gives you back in the win column. And I think the Saints need that. I mean, you need to be able to build confidence. Guys, it probably never really been in that situation. You think about guys like Lattimore, and you think about guys like Kamara and all these other, they're not used to losing these many games at a time. So having these guys step up, having these guys, go out there and take it upon themselves to go out there and execute is a plus. All right. So I'm just happy that they get the win. Next week, they taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't know exactly what the score of that game is. Somebody can tell me, or I can look it up on my phone, which I'm doing right now. It looks like the Bucs are beating the Bills 24-3. So looks like the Bucs are riding high right now. You know what I'm saying? But the New Orleans Saints, if they're going to try to win, my goodness, they're going to have to do a lot of things in order for them to be competitive in that game. But thank you all so much for checking out the State of the Saints podcast. Thank you so much to those that chimed in. Once again, I apologize. Tomorrow, I will open up the phone lines again for the Final Thoughts edition. Put Week 14 to bed before we focus on that Bucks game. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com, search The State of the Saints podcast. For those that checked out the show in the beginning, I apologize for the technical difficulties. As you can see, this is a new microphone that I just set up, and the settings were a little bit out of whack, and so I apologize for that, but I'm glad we got things back on track. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that like button before you go. Facebook.com. Make sure you check out Facebook.com. Search The State of the Saints podcast. Previous episodes available on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Anchor FM. Till next time, all I got to say is, who dat?